Whether you've been playing hobby games for years or just bought your first copy of Settlers of Catan, one of the most daunting parts of board gaming is teaching a new game to your friends. I'm Steve Tassi, the Chief Fun Officer here at Snakes and Lattes, and in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for hosting a game night to show off your new game. Whether your new acquisition is an approachable party game like Just One, Telestrations, or Snake Oil, a heavy-duty brain burner like Twilight Imperium or Scythe, or something in the middle, the following advice will help you introduce your new baby to your friends in a relaxed and groovy way. Number one, the most important thing about introducing a new game to your friends is learn the game ahead of time. This holds extra true the more complicated the game is. Nobody wants their first experience with a game to be sitting down and having someone read the rules at them. There are lots of ways to learn how to play your new game. You could read the rules. You could visit your nearest Snakes and Lattes in person, and one of our knowledgeable game experts might be able to teach it to you, or you could watch a tutorial video online. Our website, snakesandlattes.com, is full of hundreds of helpful tutorials. Search our online library for the game you have, and if it has an orange play button next to it, that is our tutorial. If we haven't covered your new game yet, there are many other people out there on YouTube doing tutorial videos. Rodney at Watch It Played is one of the best people out there doing this sort of thing. Many publishers make tutorial videos available on their own websites, and they will have a link printed in the rulebook or on a separate sheet included with the game. Whether I've read the rules or watched a video, I always like to set up the game for myself and run through a solo round or two, just so that I get a sense of the flow of the mechanics and how the different rules interact with each other. Some really complex games I like to call homework games. These are games like the Game of Thrones board game that have a 30 or 40 page rule book. For these games, I like to provide links to tutorials to my friends before they come over. I don't expect anybody to memorize the rules to my new game from watching these tutorials, but it can help get them familiar with the game's components and terminology. Number two, some games, especially the more complex ones, can take some time to get set up. So my second tip for hosting a successful game night for your new game is to get the game set up before your guests arrive. Many new games require you to punch out tokens the first time you open them, and many other sorting and one-time preparatory steps. Your friends are unlikely to enjoy watching you apply stickers to dozens of pieces or punch out possibly hundreds of cardboard tokens. So even if you don't complete the entire game setup, at least take care of any before your first game requirements listed in the rules and sort all of the available parts by type. Number three, do a demo round. One of the things that puts many people off learning new games is the idea that they won't be good at them and will make mistakes that they can't recover from. Make it clear to everyone that the first round won't count. It's just an opportunity for everyone to see the game in action, and once it's over, you'll reset the game to the start and play for real. This can help take the pressure off and relieve the anxiety that some of your friends might be feeling about learning something new. Number four, snacks. Game night isn't just about the game. If you've got the budget for it, make sure that you have plenty of yummy snacks and beverages on hand. You don't have to put on a spread worthy of Martha Stewart, but you should have something to offer your guests. Grapes, pretzels, and baby carrots are winning choices because they're tasty, healthier than chips, and they aren't messy like nachos or Cheetos. Don't forget to accommodate the dietary needs of your friends. Veganism, nut allergies, and gluten sensitivities are all on the rise, so make sure that if that describes any of your pals, that you have something that they can eat. People with strong dietary requirements will often take care of themselves in that regard, but a little thoughtfulness on your part will go a long way to making your friend feel loved. And remember, not everybody drinks alcohol. A good host is equally prepared for drinkers and non-drinkers, and it's never cool to make anyone feel awkward for their choices. If you like to imbibe with your gaming, and there's nothing wrong with that, remember that it's a good idea to hold off on the booze until after you've taught everyone the new game. As my 7th grade science teacher proves, being drunk does not make you a better teacher. Number 5, atmosphere and ambiance. Many games' themes lend themselves to mood lighting or mood music. When I'm playing Dinosaur Island, Draftosaurus, or Raptor, you better believe that the Jurassic Park soundtrack is playing in the background. A little mood lighting or background music can enhance the gameplay experience, but it should never overshadow it. Know your friends in this regard. If you have a friend with auditory processing issues, forcing them to deal with music while also trying to learn a new game isn't cool. Similarly, friends with vision problems are unlikely to enjoy playing by candlelight, no matter how much cooler it makes playing your new Jack the Ripper themed game feel. Setting the mood and providing ambiance should always be done to enhance the experience of the players, never diminish it. Number 6, the guest list. Make sure you know the minimum and maximum player counts of the game, because you don't want to invite more people than it will hold, nor do you want insufficient players to make the game work. Game boxes usually tell you right on them the player range of the game, but the website BoardGameGeek.com, the internet's biggest repository of game knowledge, will list not only the publisher's information on player range, but also the user's opinions on optimal player count. Sometimes publishers exaggerate the player count range to appeal to more buyers, so a game with an official player range of 3 to 7 players might not be at its best at the extreme ends of the scale. Just One is a fantastic party game, but while it technically is possible to play it with as few as 3 or 4 players, it's best with 5 or more. You may not have a lot of friends who are into games, so you might not have a ton of options for your guest list, but if possible, only invite people that you think will actually enjoy the game you want to showcase. My friend Dan loves board games. His collection is pretty much the same size as mine, but I know he hates most pick up and deliver style games. So if my new acquisition is that kind of game, I can be pretty sure that Dan will hate it, and that's going to bring down the group's enjoyment of the game. Now, sometimes you don't know what kind of game you have on your hands. Scythe, for example, looks like a Soldiers on the Map style war game, when in reality it's a Euro-style resource management game in which going to war is often a losing strategy. So if you're expecting a war game and you invite all your war game loving pals over, you're going to be disappointed. Even if you know exactly what type of game you have, you may not know all the gaming tastes of your friends. You might not even know all of your gaming tastes at this point, so sometimes the guest list is just going to be a crapshoot. Just try to keep what you know about the game and what you know about your friends in mind when sending out the invitations, and hope for the best. Number 7, lastly, we come to waiting. Not all your friends are going to show up at once on game night, even if your invitation specifically includes a start time. There are lots of things that can fill the time until all your expected guests arrive, from getting caught up with friends you haven't seen in a while, to passing around the hors d'oeuvres, or even playing the tutorial video for the new game for everybody. But eventually, the guests are going to want to play a game at your game night. It's a good idea to have a couple of light, quick-playing card games on hand to entertain the troops until the entire squad has arrived and you're ready for the main event. I suggest card games because, especially if the new game is a bigger game that you already have set up on the table, card games don't take up as much space on the table or time as other types of games, so you won't have to tear down the main game to play a few filler games. Following these tips won't guarantee that you and your friends enjoy your new game, but it will ensure that it is getting shown off to its absolute best advantage. And it will leave your friends asking when the next time you're going to be holding a game night is. Until next time, I'm Steve from Snakes and Lattes. Good luck and game on.